What is going on, guys? I'm coming to you from Las Vegas, as you can see by the background. I don't know how well you could see that. It is actually snowing today, which is nuts. I've never seen snow in Las Vegas, but I'm here for a poker tournament. But I wanted to give a Bitcoin update while I was here. Let me just see who is on the chat real quick. Hey, what's going on, Ahmed? How are you? Actually, let me pop out the chat. There we go. Yeah, I actually didn't announce that I was going live, but hopefully this will be recorded and posted up on YouTube after. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with the Bitcoin update. Let me go to the daily update. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to point out here. Let me just get rid of this. All right, so Bitcoin currently broke out of the wedge that you see here, and it broke to the upside. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is a break of the bearish trend. As I said before, Bitcoin is just establishing a series of lower highs. As you could see here, sorry, as you could see here denoted by these arrows, this is just a series of lower highs here, right? And in order for us to buck this trend, we essentially need to break above the previous lower highs. So while breaking the wedge that we were currently in is, I guess a good sign for the interim, it's really not a reversal of the pattern unless we break this previous high. And this is at around 6,400. So we're currently seeing support on the 100-day moving average, right? But this is a tenuous level for Bitcoin, as you could see, going all the way back to May 2018, where we went above the 100-day moving average. But sorry, this was August. Yeah, where we went above the 100-day moving average, but haven't really, like, we spent a few days here before falling back down, and again in July over here. But yeah, I mean, it's really showing that it's a sign of resistance because it is not able to stay above for a long period of time, and that might be the case here. We did see some momentum that propelled us, from going all the way from 3,500 to 38, 3,900. But it doesn't mean that this is the end of the bear market. I know it's easy to get excited and hyperbolic about these things, but yeah. So looking on the 1 week chart, now this is what I wanted to point out here. This is the 50-day weekly average here, right? Or sorry, the 50-week moving average here in the orange. And this is the 100-week moving average here in the yellow. And it looks like we are just about to cross, or might have just crossed, between the 50 and the 100. Now, as you know, this is one of the death crosses, not the death cross. The death cross is when the 50 crosses the 200, but this is a bearish sign right here, right? And this hasn't happened since, if you go all the way back, this is on Bitstamp's chart because it gives us a lot of data. But if you go all the way back to May 2016, that was the last time that the 50 week was below the 100 week, right? So this right here, we don't want this to happen. Now, we are currently sitting firm above the 200 week, which is this green line here, and that is, positive for the interim. But if the 50 falls below the 100 and we break below this 200, then we will see more bearish momentum, and that might take us down to the 1,800 to 2,500 levels. Definitely below 3,000 is what I think. Also, there is bearish divergence spotted here. I was looking at the stochastic RSI because I was speaking with one of the members of our Discord, and he was saying, wow, the stochastic RSI, it hasn't been this high since going all the way back to December 2017, and it's true. However, this is also a bearish sign because you could see the stochastic RSI between November and February making a higher high, right? But the price for the same period making a lower high. That means that the stochastic RSI is moving up while the price is moving down. This is negative momentum, right? So this is called hidden bearish divergence. When the price makes a lower high and the stochastic RSI or any one of the momentum indicators makes a higher high. So that's definitely not what we want to see, but it is also a sign that we could see bearish momentum coming up, more bearish momentum coming up. If you look at the market cap, we're currently at let me refresh this actually, but we're currently at around 132 bill, and the reason, or 133 bill, the reason I refreshed it is because I know that, you know, in the last 24 hours we're seeing a sea of red. Now this isn't necessarily a bad thing. If you look at this is, you know, these are just incremental percentage point declines, right? And this is just a continuation of the uptrend that we had recently. As you know, everything really has been rallying because Bitcoin has been rallying in USD price. That propels everything to rally in USD price as well. So a couple of coins that we made large gains on, Litecoin was one of them. We played the breakout multiple times of Litecoin, but specifically there was this level, this key resistance level that we broke above, and we played the breakout of this key resistance level. We went all the way up to $51, and now we are seeing retracement. And if your question is, you know, well, how do I know when to re-enter? Well, this is why technical analysis is so important, is because it gives us a guide to making moves in the market instead of, you know, buying or selling blindly. So for Litecoin, for instance, you can enter, and I posted this in the trade alerts. If you want access to the trade alerts, link is in the description. Sign up for those. We've also added stock trade alerts for the diamond traders and above. You get stocks and crypto alerts. And if you need help with one-on-one technical analysis coaching, or you're having trouble with your technical analysis or don't know where to start, that's the same link in the description as well. And I only take up to 10 students a month. So the slots do fill up fast monthly. And if you want access to those, that link is in the description. But hit me up and let me know that you want, you know, you're interested in one-on-one coaching, and I'll let you know if I have spots available. Oh, and we're also, before I forget, we're doing a drawing for 0.03 Bitcoin on the 1st of March, and that's around a little over $110 right now, maybe $115, 0.03 Bitcoin. So we're doing that on the 1st of March, a week from tomorrow. But anyway, so what I was saying was you can either wait for a breakout of this key resistance level here, as you see Litecoin forming this rounding bottom, right? So you can either wait for a breakout of this or a retracement back down to a certain level, and we use the fib to, you know, identify retracement points. So if you take swing low to swing high, because we're measuring the trend down, you'll see that that there is a key level between 0.382 and 0.236, and so we'll wait for a retracement to between that level before re-entering Litecoin. In that case, you know, the pattern could form a potential cup and handle, right, going down to that level before breaking out again. Now, we don't want to project patterns, but you can plan them ahead of time in order to, you know, try to ascertain where the market is moving. But you don't want to project patterns and say, oh yeah, it's going to form a cup and handle. Remember, it's not a pattern until we get confirmation. So just know that. So that is Litecoin. BNB is another one that we made massive gains on. I've actually been scaling into BNB since November, but it's gained us over 90%, and it is now seeing a retracement. However, the retracement is still bouncing off of the 1 fib level. I do expect BNB to hit our fib extension points, right? Just based on the volume and the momentum. And it has been a good hedge against BTC actually. So BNB continues to be a long-term hold in my portfolio, but it is currently bouncing off of the 1 fib level and hasn't really broken below it. Now, if it does break below it, again, we look to the previous fib retracement levels for potential re-entries, and I will send those out in the trade alerts. I'm just giving you a glimpse of how, you know, how to play, like if your stop limit hit for profit, for instance, or you're looking for a re-entry point on a coin that rallied and you don't want to FOMO, this is how you would do it. You're looking for either re-entry points or looking for a breakout like Litecoin above key levels. Let me just go to the chat and see if there are any questions. Oh wow, Alex Guerrero, more nuts is BTC being up. I don't know what that means. Hey, made it. Hi, hey. Hey, what's going on, guys? What's up, Z? Greets from Holland. What's up, guys? Short-term BTC target. What's up, Ian? Short-term BTC target. Looking at BTC, I mean, the thing is, lately I've been using BTC as more of a marker, right? So I use its movements to trade other coins because it is still the dictator of the market. And when BTC goes up in USD value, you see most altcoins, or at least top altcoins, go up in USD value. But my short-term target for BTC, I mean, it's really hard to say. I do, just based on precedents, if we're going to take technical analysis into account, I do think that we will eventually fall below the 100-day moving average. You could see the volume start to wane again, right? Like we did get some good volume that propelled the price up, but especially back here last week in the second or third week of February. But we are seeing a slowdown of volume, and you could see that here if you zoom in a little bit. You could see the volume trailing off, and that essentially is not a good sign if you're trying to establish some momentum that will get you out of the bear market, or at least give you some breathing room in a bear market. So because of that declining volume, and because of the fact that Bitcoin has struggled to stay above the 100-day, I will say that we will fall back down again. It looks like we're trading in this sideways pattern here. So if it does fall back down, I don't think that we will be establishing lower lows unless what happens on the weekly, what I was just talking about earlier, what happens on the weekly comes to fruition, which is that the 50 falls below the 100 and or we fall below the 200-week moving average. Either way, we're trading in this tight range otherwise, right? So my short-term target is that BTC will continue in this range, this $1,000 range, really, between 3,200 and 4,200. And there isn't any reason to think otherwise unless we get a confirmation of a breakout in either direction. But because the volume is waning, I don't see us having any momentum that will propel us, towards the 200-day moving average, for instance. So I hope that answers your question. Anyway, I got to run. The reason that I'm in Vegas, I'm playing a poker tournament here. So it's about to start in a couple hours, and I need to go get some coffee and prep myself for the poker tournament. But stay tuned to the trade alerts. Again, if you want access to those, link is in the description. I will be sending more trade alerts out as the day progresses, and I'll be looking for re-entry points on some of the coins that we got stopped out on and took profits on as well. So yeah, look out for those. Stay safe out there. Hope you guys are doing well. Peace.